Hey there, science fans. Have you ever wondered what would happen if the sun just vanished? It's a fascinating thought experiment that can really get your imagination going. Imagine this. You're outside playing, the sun shining bright, warming your skin and lighting up everything around you. Suddenly, poof, the sun disappears. One moment it's there, and the next it's gone without a trace. What happens to our Earth? How would our planet react to such a sudden change? Don't worry, I'm here to explain. This scenario might sound like something out of a sci-fi movie, but it's rooted in real science. It's a question that makes you think, doesn't it? The sun is so crucial to life on Earth, it's hard to imagine a world without it. What would our life be like without the sun? Would everything just plunge into darkness immediately? You might think everything would go dark instantly, like flipping off a light switch. But that's not quite how it works. The universe has its own set of rules. You see, light travels incredibly fast, but even light needs time to travel. The sun's light takes about 8 minutes and 20 seconds to reach us. So even if the sun decided to take a break, we wouldn't know about it for a little while. We'd still see the sun shining for those 8 minutes and 20 seconds. It's like when you turn off a light switch. The room doesn't go dark before you even flip the switch. There's a slight delay. This is because of something truly amazing, the speed of light. It's one of the fastest things in the universe, but even it has its limits. Light from the sun takes about 8 minutes to reach Earth. That means if the sun vanished right now, we wouldn't know until 8 minutes later. It's like waiting for a letter in the mail. It takes time for the message to travel. Think of it like this. Imagine you have a super fast pizza delivery that takes exactly 8 minutes to arrive from the moment you order. If the pizza place suddenly closed, you wouldn't know until 8 minutes later when your pizza didn't show up. That's the same with sunlight. It travels at the speed of light, which is super duper fast, but it still takes time to reach us. After those 8 minutes, things would get pretty dark, pretty fast. It'd be like night, but everywhere on Earth all at once. And it wouldn't be like any night you've experienced before. Remember the moon? Well, the moon doesn't make its own light. It reflects light from the sun. No sun, no moonlight. The stars would be visible, but they are so far away, they wouldn't provide much light. Imagine trying to play your favorite game in near darkness. It wouldn't be as much fun, right? That's what it would be like for everyone on Earth without sunlight. Section 4. Chilling to the core. Earth's temperature plummets. Now let's talk about temperature. It's something we often take for granted, especially on a warm, sunny day. The sun's rays provide the heat that makes life on Earth possible. You know how the sun keeps us warm? It's not just about feeling comfortable, it's about survival. The sun's energy drives weather patterns, ocean currents, and even the growth of plants. Well, without the sun, Earth would start to cool down and fast. The absence of sunlight would mean no more warmth, and the planet would begin to lose heat rapidly. Within a week, the average global temperature would drop to a chilling -18 degrees Celsius. That's a drastic change, considering the average global temperature is around 15 degrees Celsius. That's colder than your freezer. Imagine opening your freezer and stepping inside. That's what the entire planet would feel like. Within a month, temperatures would plummet even further, reaching a bone-chilling -73 degrees Celsius. This is colder than the coldest recorded temperature on Earth, which was -89 degrees Celsius in Antarctica. That's colder than the coldest place on Earth. The extreme cold would make survival incredibly difficult, if not impossible, for most life forms. Oceans would start to freeze from the surface downwards. The once liquid water would turn into solid ice, drastically affecting marine life and global ecosystems. Imagine wearing all your winter clothes at once. That's how cold it would feel, maybe even colder. The layers of clothing would barely be enough to keep the biting cold at bay. It's important to remember that the sun is like Earth's very own heater, and without it, things get chilly pretty quickly. The sun's warmth is essential for maintaining the delicate balance that allows life to thrive on our planet. Section 5. Life support system offline. Plants and oxygen depletion. Plants need sunlight to make food, a process called photosynthesis. No sun, no photosynthesis. This means plants would slowly die off. Plants are super important because they give us the oxygen we breathe. As plants disappear, so would our oxygen supply. It's like having a battery that slowly runs out of power. Without recharging, it eventually stops working. Just like we need air to breathe, we need plants to make that air breathable. Without the sun, our planet's life support system would start to shut down. Section 6. Adrift in the cosmos, Earth's journey into the unknown. Here's where things get really interesting. The sun's gravity is what keeps Earth in orbit, just like an invisible string holding it in place. Without the sun's gravity, our planet would be like a ball rolling off a table. It would fly off in a straight line into the vastness of space. Earth would drift through the cosmos, encountering all sorts of celestial objects, asteroids, comets, even other planets. It would be a wild and unpredictable ride through the universe. Imagine going on a roller coaster in the dark. You don't know what's coming next. That's what it would be like for Earth without the sun's gravitational pull keeping it in check. Section 7. A Glimmer of Hope. Survival against all odds. So, could anything survive this cosmic shakeup? The universe is full of surprises, and life has a way of finding a foothold even in the most unexpected places. Some tiny creatures living deep in the ocean might stand a chance. These resilient organisms, known as extremophiles, thrive in conditions that would be lethal to most other forms of life. They don't need sunlight, and rely on heat from volcanic vents on the ocean floor. These vents provide not just warmth but also essential minerals and chemicals that these creatures use to sustain themselves. Humans would have a much tougher time. Our survival is intricately linked to the sun, and without its light and warmth, our world would change dramatically. We'd need to find ways to create our own light and heat, using advanced technology to mimic the sun's life-giving properties, and figure out how to grow food without sunlight. Hydroponic systems and artificial lighting could help us cultivate crops indoors, ensuring a steady food supply. It would be a huge challenge, but humans are pretty clever. Our ability to innovate and adapt has seen us through countless challenges throughout history. It's like building a giant spaceship on Earth, a self-contained environment where we can control every aspect of our surroundings to ensure our survival. We'd need to create a self-sustaining environment to survive. This would include recycling air and water, managing waste, and producing food. While it's a daunting task, it's not entirely impossible. With determination and ingenuity, we could overcome these obstacles. Don't worry too much though. The sun is incredibly stable and is expected to shine for billions of years to come. So we can all enjoy the sun's warmth and light for a very, very long time. It's a comforting thought, knowing that our star is so reliable. So we can all enjoy the sun's warmth and light for a very, very long time. It's a comforting thought, knowing that our star is so reliable. Whew, that was a close one. It's fascinating to think about these scenarios, but it's also reassuring to know that we have time on our side. Keep those science questions coming. Curiosity and exploration are what drive us forward, and who knows what amazing discoveries await us in the future.